Everyone thinks the biggest reason why people don't start investing in real estate is money. They say things like, I don't have enough money for a down payment. I'll start investing when I make more. Real estate is for rich people. But here's the truth most people never realize. Money is not the biggest barrier to real estate investing. Mindset is. Because the same market, the same economy, the same opportunities exist for everyone. Yet some build rental portfolios, while others stay on the sidelines waiting for the perfect time. The difference isn't money, it's how they think. Think about this. There are people earning six figures but never buy a rental property. And at the same time, there are ordinary people with regular jobs building real estate portfolios. Teachers, nurses, trades worker, immigrants starting from scratch. They didn't start rich. They started with a different mindset. So instead of asking why I can't do this, they simply ask how I can make this happen. And that small shift changes everything. Maybe this sounds familiar. You look at real estate prices and think that's too expensive. I don't have enough saved. Maybe next year when I'm ready. And so you wait. You keep researching, watch videos, reading about investing, learning strategies. But months turn into years and you still haven't bought your first rental property. Meanwhile, rents keep rising, property values keep climbing, and you start feeling like opportunities are slipping away. The frustrating part is this. Deep down, you want to invest. You know real estate can build wealth, but something keeps holding you back. Most of the time, that thing is not money, it's fear. Every investor experiences this in the beginning. That moment you start thinking about your first property, and suddenly your mind starts to make a list of worries. What if the tenants stop paying? What if something breaks? What if the market crashes? What if I lose money? Your brain is designed to protect you, so it automatically focuses on the risks. But successful investors learn to balance risks and opportunities. Instead of saying real estate is too risky, they start asking how I can manage the risk. They learn about tenant screening, cash flow, property management, market fundamentals, and little by little, confidence replaces that fear. Here's something important to understand. Money doesn't create investors. Mindset creates investors. Money simply amplifies the mindset that already exists. If someone has the money but has a fearful mindset, they will always find a reason not to invest. But someone with a growth mindset will find ways to start even with limited resources. Real estate investing is not just about numbers, it's about perspective. Most people see a property and think about the cost. Investors see a property and look at the potential. They ask questions like, how much rent can this generate? How much equity can this build over time? What happens when rents increase in the next 5 years? Instead of focusing only on today's price, they focus on tomorrow's possibilities. Lesson 1. Investors think long term. One of the biggest mindset difference from investors from non-investors is time horizon. Most people think short term. They focus on monthly expenses, monthly bills, short term comfort. Investors think long term. 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. They understand that real estate wealth is not built overnight. The first property might produce a modest cash flow, but over time, something powerful happens. Tenants pay down the mortgage. Property values appreciate, rents increase, and slowly wealth compounds. Real estate is a long-term game, but those who play it patiently often win big. Lesson 2. Investors solve problems. Another mindset difference is how investors approach obstacles. Most people see problems and stop. Investors see problems and start solving. For example, someone might say, I don't have enough down payment. Investors ask, how can I build that down payment? Maybe they increase their savings, reduce expenses, explore partnerships, or maybe they invest in smaller markets where properties are more affordable. Instead of letting obstacles stop them, they treat obstacles as puzzles to be solved, and every solution moves them closer to their first deal. Lesson 3. Investors take imperfect action. Many people wait for the perfect time to invest. Perfect market, perfect property, perfect timing. But perfection rarely exists in real estate. Markets change, interest rates change, opportunities come and go. Successful investors understand something powerful. Progress beats perfection. Your first property will not be perfect, but it will teach you things no videos or books can show you. You will learn about tenants, maintenance, financing, cash flow management. Those lessons become the foundation for every property after that. So if mindset matters more than money, what mindset actually creates successful investors? Let's break it down. Lesson 4, investors see real estate as a vehicle, just like a business, just like investing in stocks, just like building a career. It's a system that works over time. Real estate can create cash flow, equity growth, tax advantages, financial options. But like any vehicle, you must learn how to drive it. You must understand market fundamentals, financing strategies, tenant management, property maintenance. And the more you learn, the more confident you become. Lesson 5, confidence comes from action. One of the biggest myths in investing is that confidence comes before action. In reality, confidence comes after action. The first property feels scary. The second property feels easier. By the third or the fourth property, you start developing systems. Tenant screening becomes easier. Maintenance becomes manageable. Financing becomes familiar. What once felt overwhelming now becomes part of your routine. And suddenly you realize something. You're not just someone interested in real estate. You're an investor. Many people say, I'll invest in real estate when I have the money. But often the opposite is true. Real estate is what helps people build wealth. It creates cash flow, equity growth, and net worth expansion. Waiting until you feel completely ready financially often leads to waiting forever because there will always be uncertainty. There will always be risks, but there will also always be opportunities. The first deal changes everything. The first property is not just a financial decision, it's a mindset transformation. It changes how you view money, how you view risk, how you view opportunities. Before your first deal, real estate feels intimidating. After your first deal, it becomes a strategy. And suddenly the question is no longer, can I do this? The question becomes, how far can I take this? Money is important. Capital helps, financing helps. But mindset is the foundation. Because before you buy a property, you must first believe that you can become an investor. And that belief drives action. Action creates experience. Experience builds confidence. Confidence builds portfolios. And portfolios build wealth. The biggest gap in real estate is not the money gap. It's the mindset gap because opportunities are always there. But only people with the right mindset step forward and take them. If you want to start investing in real estate, start by developing a mindset of an investor. Learn the fundamentals, study deals, understand the numbers. Train yourself to find opportunities than obstacles. Because the sooner you start thinking like an investor, the sooner you can start building real wealth. And remember this, the journey does not start with money. It starts with a decision. The decision to believe that building wealth through real estate is possible for you.